Welcome to Maths for All. I'm Aisling Flynn. This is Statistics 1.4, Measures of Centre. Averages. An average is one value that best describes a group of values. Here's an example. The ages of the last 5 horses to win the Irish Grand National were 10, 6, 8, 8 and 7. What was the average age of the winning horses? So what we would do is to add the individual ages together and then divide by 5 because there was 5 horses. And so you get 7.8. So the average age of the winning horse is 7.8. So this is what we typically every day use as an average, but we're going to learn that this is just one type of average. There are other ways of finding a single number to describe the group. Okay, and this type of average is commonly known and it's commonly used, but it's called in maths the mean. So mean, you add and divide for the mean. So I want you to practice that now. Here are 4 questions. I want you to find the mean for each set of data. So you'll add up the numbers and divide by how many numbers there are. Okay, so pause the video now and try that, and then come back to me for the answers. Okay, so for the first one, there we go. For the first one, I got 120 when I added them, and I have to divide by 8. So that gave me a mean of 15. Did you get 15? For the second one, I got 740 when I added all the values, and I have to divide by 10. So I got a mean of 74. Okay, did you get that? For the third one, when you add all the numbers together, I got 564 and I have to divide by 12 numbers. Did you get that? And I got a mean of 47. And the last one, when you add all the numbers, you get 203 and you have to divide by 7. So I got 29. Okay, now all the numbers turned out quite nicely. You got whole numbers. You don't have to, you might get decimals. And if you look at the last one here, 29 is not one of the original values. It doesn't have to be one of the original values. Okay, so mean. In conclusion, the mean is not necessarily one of the original data points. We saw that. The mean is used for numerical data. Obviously, you cannot add words or divide words. When there are many values, calculating the mean can be slow. So that's a disadvantage of choosing to use mean. If you have hundreds and thousands of numbers, calculating the mean can be very slow. And the mean uses all of the original data points. This is good in many ways. But that means that the mean can be skewed by outliers. Outliers are values that are very different from the main group. Okay, and on the next slide we have an example of how that can happen. Okay, so the mean and outliers. Here's our example. A driving test centre had 4 tests one morning. The ages of those being tested were 17, 18, 19 and 21. What was their mean age? So if you take out your calculator there again, when you add all those values, okay, sorry, my pen is here. When you add all those values, you get 75 and divide by 4, we get a mean value of 18.75 years. So the people taking the tests that morning are quite young, and in the middle there they give us a number of 18.75. That's our mean. Now, continuing. The 5th person, however, to be tested that day was a retired person with learning to drive on their bucket list, and they were 68 years old. So this person is very much an outlier, very different to the other people in the group. calculate the new mean age. So if you get out your calculator there, right, what you'll get is, when you add in 17 plus 18 plus 19 plus 21 plus 68, you get 143, and now we have 5 people to divide by, and we get the average age of 28.6 years. Now, so the outlier has very much affected the mean, okay, and if someone were to say, well, what kind of people are taking the test that morning? If you reply 28.6 years was the mean age, it doesn't reflect what really happened, okay? It suggests that people are much older taking their driving tests, which they aren't, okay? Now, the next average we're going to look at is the median. So the median, if you use the word to help you remember, medium is like the word medium. We have small, medium and large when it comes to soft drinks or whatever. Okay, so use that to help you. The median is the middle. It's the middle value. So let's look at this. Here's our example. The shoe sizes of a group of women are as follows. Okay, so they're listed there in no particular order. What is the median shoe size? Okay, now we have a job to do first. We must first rank in order. So ranking means to rearrange the numbers starting with the smallest and going to the largest. So you must do that first for median. Okay, so now we see 34 is the smallest and 40 is the largest. Okay, and now we're going to find the middle one. So how I do this is you just look in this case, and you have 3 either side of the 38. So 38 is very much in the middle, and we say the middle value is 38. Now another way to do that, if you had a very long list, would be to start with your pen, okay, and start by taking one number from the bottom and one from the top. One from the bottom, one from the top, one from the bottom, one from the top, and then you're left with the middle value. Okay, and here the median shoe size is 38. Okay, so the median is the middle. Let's practice that a bit. Note, here's our 4 questions. Note, when there is an even number of values, the median is halfway between the middle two. So see question 2. Okay, so question 2 is here. I'll put a star there. So I want you to pause the video, have a go at finding the median. Your first task is to rank the numbers and then find the middle, and then come back for the answers. Okay, so ranking in question 1, we get 8, 8, 16, 16, 19, 19, 19, and to find the median, one from the bottom, one from the top, bottom and top, bottom and top, and you're left with this in the middle. So the median number here is 16. Okay, now moving to number 2, we had a note around this. Well, let's rank it first. Okay, so we have 6, 11, 12, 18, 18, and 19. So in this one, let's take one from the bottom, one from the top, one from the bottom, one from the top. Now, one from the bottom, one from the top, we're left with 2 in the middle, okay, instead of 1. So the median should lie somewhere in the middle of 12 and 8, and it should lie halfways. Now, easy way to find this is to get the average, or the mean, I should say, of 12 and 18. So add them, 12 plus 18, and we'll divide by 2. So that's 30 over 2, which is 15. Okay, and 15 is halfway between 12 and 2. You come up 3 from 12, or between 12 and 18, I should say. You come up 3 from 12 and down 3 from 18, and you get the median, which is 15. Okay, notice that 15 is not part of the original list at all. Okay, let's look at question 3. We get 6, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15 appears twice, 16 and 18. Okay, if it helps when you're writing them out, cross them out as you add them to your list so that you don't miss any or repeat any. Okay, one from the bottom, one from the top, one from the bottom, one from the top, from the bottom, top, bottom, top, and I get 14 is left by itself in the center. So median is 14. And quick one here, number 4, we have 7, 8, 8, 14 and 18. Straight away you can see you're going to have in the middle the number 8. That's the median. Okay, now let's have a look at our summary of median. So the median is not necessarily one of the original data points. The median is used for numerical data. You cannot rank words according from smallest to largest, so it's used for numerical data. When there are many values, the median is much quicker to calculate than the mean, so that's a big advantage of using it. And the median is not skewed by outliers, values that are very different from the main group. We'll see that in the next slide. Okay, so median and outliers, we're using the exact same example for people who took the driving test. Okay, they're the original. What was their median age? So they're already ranked for us, which was nice. Okay, one from the bottom, one from the top. Well, there's 2 in the middle, and we have to go halfway between 18 and 19, which is 18 and a half years old. Okay, now that's a good approximation for the group. You can say the average person taking the test was 18 and a half years old. Okay, on comes our retiree, who's 68 years old. Let's calculate the new median age. So let's do a new ranking. Okay, we have 17, 18, 19, 21 and 68. So one from the bottom, one from the top, one from the bottom, one from the top. So in the middle, the median age is 19 years old. So it does have a slight effect in this case on the median, adding in the 68-year-old, but the median return is 19 years old. It's not that drastic, and it still describes the main group, most of the people, pretty good. Okay. So in that case, when you have outliers, median can be a better choice than mean for getting an average. Okay, our third average that we're going to look at, and our third word beginning with M, is mode. Okay, and mode, I want you in a moment to just use the word again to help you. M is for mode, and M is for most. Okay, in other languages, German for example, mode refers to fashionable. So I say, which answer is most fashionable? Which one comes up most often? Okay, so here we go. Below are the results of a survey. 20 people entering a car park were asked what make of car they drove. The results are below. Okay, so there we have loads: Ford, Mazda, Opel, Toyota, Seat, and so on. So which one is the most common? Okay, you can pause if you wish and take a moment, but I'll tell you that the answer is Ford. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Fords, which is more than any of the other makes. Okay, so this is called the mode. So Ford is the mode, it's the most common, or sometimes we say it is the modal make. So the modal make of car is Ford. So mode is the one that appears the most. So use the words to help you to remember. Now, for each of these, I want you to see, can you find the mode? Or perhaps there is no mode. Let's see. Okay, so pause the video and then come back to me. Okay, question 1. Alright, I see that 10 is repeated. There are two 10s. So 10 is the mode. Now it may help if you have lots and lots of numbers to rank them like we did with median, and then you can see numbers that are repeated and you can find the mode very, very easily. Okay, now let's look at number 2. There are no numbers that are repeated, so there is no mode. And that's quite possible. Okay, that would be a disadvantage of using mode. If we look at question 3, we have two 7s, but also we have two 19s. Okay, so in this case there are two modes, 7 and 19. So we quote the two of them, and in the last one the only number there that's repeated is 7. Okay, so the one that appears the most is the mode. Okay, so summarizing mode, the mode is always one of the original data points. Now here's a big advantage of mode. The mode can be used for numerical data like we just did on the previous slide, but also categorical data like we did with the car makes. Okay, so it's the only one that can be used with categorical data. When there are many values, the mode is quickly identified. So when the information is arranged properly, you can very quickly see the mode, and it is not affected by outliers. Okay, now you practice some of that with the quiz and written exercises. Here's a glossary.